All right, engine sitting on some blocks. Should be fine since the whole thing weighs like 100 pounds. I want to get this thing on a stand, so I got to take the transmission off real quick. So first things first, two 12mm bolts zipped out, get the starter out of the way. There's two 14mm bolts on top. One we used for the hook, for the chain. I already took that out. The other 14 I'm going to leave for now until I get the rest of the bolts out so that it doesn't try to like fall off. And apparently I was missing a nut on here. I don't remember taking it off. And the threads are rusty, so it might have been missing. But I believe that's also a 14. The inspection cover down here's got 10mm bolts holding it on. Alright, welcome back. We got the Cappuccino. God damn it. Welcome back. We got the Cappuccino motor out yesterday. We're going to start tearing it down today. Again, we're tracing a whine that's internal and matching engine speed. So my money's on spun bearing. Could be oil pump. We're going to find out, but it's probably bottom end. It doesn't seem like it's ticking or valve related. We're going to find out. Your motor might be different because I have an aftermarket blow-off valve, so the vacuum routing might be slightly different. And also, I'm not putting my air conditioner back on because I want more horsepower. And also, it was leaking, and I don't feel like fixing it because I've had mini K trucks before, and I don't ever use the air conditioner. I'm gonna live without it. It's convertible. Just put the top down, right? So I'm gonna save some power, save some space, save some weight. If you're gonna put yours back, put it back how it came off. So tensioner pulley, the adjustable one, is 6mm Allen key. That was tight. Best tool. We got two 12 mils for the tensioner pulley on the AC drive. There's a tensioner on the air conditioning compressor. It's very difficult to get to on this motor with these fittings in place. But if you need to tension it, you gotta do it from the side. It's not gonna be fun. The dipstick is held in with one 10mm bolt. And it's supposed to have an O-ring on the bottom. Mine seems to have disintegrated. Oh, it's still there barely. If yours is stuck, just twist it on the way out. It's three 12mm bolts to get the alternator out. One up here, one on the back, one in the front. Since I'm not putting my AC back, I'm gonna just remove the bottom bracket because I don't need it at all anymore. The only thing that was holding onto it was the tensioner for the air conditioning, but also it was holding the clutch cable, so I'll have to figure out a different way to put this on, but I don't want to leave the whole bracket. The top bracket, however, holds the tensioner for your accessory drive, so you definitely gotta put that back. But again, 12mm bolts. And we got more 12mm bolts holding the brackets on. There's also one bolt on the front of the lower AC bracket. Mine's covered in crap, so it's kind of hard to see, but it's there. You might have noticed the theme on this motor is that everything is attached to everything else, just for the sake of space and being so compact. So what do we got? More 12mm bolts for the catalytic converter bracket. These bolts get seized pretty easily because of all the heat cycles, so get a big impact or a breaker bar. This one I already have backed out because I used it to move the chain when I went to put it on my lift. But it should still be a 12 mil. It's gonna have to be the hard way. Yeah, I broke that bolt. I'm gonna have to drill that one out. Back to a bunch of 12 millimeters for the motor mount. This coolant pipe going to your heater core is held onto this bracket with two 10 millimeter bolts. It's gonna have to come off. Or you can take the whole hose with it, but when these coolant lines are frozen, I like to twist them with some pliers instead of just pulling on it, because that's how you punch your engine block. It never feels good. It looks like next up is our thermostat housing and then water pump, but I'm going to do all the lines in the front and wires first. Two 10 millimeter bolts to get off the hard lines right here. Two more 10s for this hard line. Alright, back on this side. Now we're ready to take off the thermostat housing. 3 12 millimeter bolts. This does have a tube with an O-ring going into the water pump, so just be careful pulling it out. There it is. And now it looks like 3 more 12 mils for the water pump. Oh, that one's buried. It's not worth it. There's 2 bolts right there, so my mistake. There's 4 bolts holding in the water pump. We're gonna take off the yeah, this is the intake, fresh air intake into the turbo. Take that off. Looks like 2 10 mils. Oh, that wasn't remotely tight. That's probably not a good thing. That wasn't tight either. Awesome. And don't forget, these vacuum lines go to the, I believe is a vacuum actuator mounted to the body for your wastegate. There we go. That's the intake horn, you want to call it. And then we can get to the other 2 bolts holding on the water pump. Juicy. Okay, what's next on the chopping block? I don't really need to take this off separately. It all comes with the exhaust manifold because I don't plan on rebuilding the turbo right now. So I'm going to try to see. So heat shield first, which is supposed to be 3 10 mil bolts, but one's already snapped off, so only 2 for me. Wow, it actually came out. These might get sketchy. Again, heat cycles make these stupid tight. Yeah, the oil feed is still attached, and a vacuum line going to my blow-off valve still attached. Let's get those off first so we don't break anything. Looks like a 14. It is a 14. Also not tight at all, not comforting. Careful holding this massive turbo, it's pretty heavy. You don't want to drop this bad boy. Can we take a second to appreciate how adorable this is? This is crazy. I love it. It's a Hitachi too. Nice. And we have no play in the shaft, which is very good. Now that I spilled a bunch of oil on the floor, might as well get rid of the oil filter. Look at that, hand tight like it's supposed to be. That's crazy. And while that's draining, we got a bunch of, you guessed it, more 12mm bolts holding on the manifold. Actually, I'm leaving the manifold because I feel like there's a really good chance of me snapping those bolts. I don't actually need to take it off because I'm not doing, it'll come off with the head. I have no reason to take it off. It's not leaking. I'm gonna leave it. Okay, I suppose I will take this off just so I don't break it when I put it down on the table. I don't really need to, but yeah. So the 3 12mm on the back of the housing, and it looks like 1 10mm to hold the bracket right there. Honestly, the intake can stay too. I don't want to take it all apart if I don't have to. Because also not leaking, not an issue. We got to get inside the timing cover, that'll come off. Bundle that all up, that can stay. I don't have to take off the fuel injector, so I don't risk any of those O-rings, so we're going to leave those so they don't start leaking, because nothing's currently leaking. We'll leave it at that. So next move is oil pan, valve cover, timing cover, and crank pulley. Oil pan next, which is a bunch of 10mm bolts. This is the part where you pray that you don't find glitter. Surprisingly, no glitter. But yeah, pickup tube is bolted to one of the mains, so you can't take the timing cover off without the oil pan off. Just so you know. And the pickup tube is held down with 3 10mm bolts. Valve cover surprisingly only has 5 8mm bolts. I lied, there's 6. There's one in the middle, don't forget that guy. And it's longer than the other ones. There we go. Not that bad looking in there. That sucks. It looks like the head bolts are all underneath the camshaft, so I do have to take off my distributor and figure out the timing again later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score a line across both so I can try to get it back as close as possible without having to guess. Intake and exhaust caps are all labeled. Put them back the same way you found them. I mean, they're labeled. You can't get it wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make marks on 2 different spots so I can double check my work, make sure it's as close as I can get it to be in the same place. You'll never guess it's a 12mm. Nice, they RTV'd it. It's supposed to have an O-ring, which it does, but it's been compressed quite a bit. Alright, crank pulley. It is 17. And you would think it's stupid tight, but I bet this is going to zip it out. I bet wrong. I bet this will zip it right out. Yay. Probably the biggest bolt in the motor. You probably don't need to label which one this is. And this is keyed, so it shouldn't be too tight. Bam. Alright, timing cover is like another dozen 10mm. Aside from the 3 down around the oil pressure sensor, I believe, everything else is the same size, so you don't have to worry about where they go. This is also RTV'd on, so it might be a pain in the ass to get off, but they do give you little tabs to tap on, pry on, whatever you can do. Nice. Okay, so the only reason I put that on is so I can show you how the timing is set up. there's 3 black links on this chain. They might be gold on an aftermarket chain, but there's one up here, essentially towards the top. But the dimples will line up with the black links, and there would be another black link all the way at the bottom of the crank pulley gear, and the notch on the top of this sprocket lines up with a tensioner, and the timing guides are 10 mils, except that guy's a 12 mil. So be advised that if you're getting a rebuild kit like I did from Japan, the sprocket that they gave me, labeled for a K6A motor, the keyway is too small. I ran into this problem when I did my Jimny. I mean, I don't see a reason why you shouldn't reuse your original sprocket if it's not super worn. This looks okay. There's no like burrs on the edge of the teeth. But yeah, I don't know what this is for, but it's the right teeth. Everything else looks the same, but the keyway is too small. Don't lose your Woodruff key, by the way. Let's free these cams up, Gary. They're all 8mm bolts on the cam caps. Generally, when you tighten them down, you tighten from the inside out. So I'm going to go the opposite way, go the outside in to loosen them up. Okay, so 2 10 mils on the timing guide, and then 8 mil everywhere else, because why not? I didn't realize that was all one piece, so I'm going to put the timing guide back on and use that to pull it off. Because the oil's making a lot of like suction on it. They all are the same length, but I'm just going to leave them in so that I can put the bolts back exactly where they came out. And the surfaces look pretty good. I mean, a little more wear on the intake lobe, but not bad. That's not a number 1, by the way. It's the direction towards the cam gear. So the head bolts are 10mm, but specifically 12 point. And again, when you tighten these, generally go from inside out, crisscross. So I'm going to do the same thing on taking it apart. I don't know if it makes a difference, but why not? Holy shit, that's tight. Alrighty, our head should be loose now. Ta-da! Our pistons and bore seem to be in pretty good shape. I can still see the cross hatching. I don't see any cracks. The pistons are all evenly carboned up, which is a good sign. I mean, I guess it's probably not leaking into it. You can see the top edge is a little cleaner than the bottom. That's because that's where the fuel will is probably hitting, because the injector's on that side. I kind of hope it's a spun bearing, because if it's not, I have no idea what's making noises in this thing. But I guess it doesn't hurt rebuilding it. The car does have like 160,000 kilometers on it, so plan on beating on it, so I might as well make sure it's healthy, right? So the main caps are 12 points, 10 mils, and 8 mils. We're going to undo the 8s first because they're probably holding a lot less tension. Those are all the same size, so we don't have to worry about where they go. This is significantly harder because my wrists still aren't working right. Can't push that hard. Handy little pipe clamp. This is going to be RTV together. Don't really give you many places to pry from. Oh no, I lied. You can go right here. This side, however, is a little bit less. So this is where you get creative. We do one of those. We do one of those. Oh yeah. beautiful. Guys, my bearings are fine. That's a problem. Now I don't know what's going on. Shoot. The good news is it looks fine. The bad news is it looks fine. These look like 12s. They are 12s. It looks okay. I'm gonna take them out and clean them properly and all that. I just don't want to lose track of where they were. Ooh. Uh-oh. Dang it, they all look good. Oh, I got some deep reflection and thinking to do. Try to figure out what it could be. Could be the oil pump. I'll get back to you when I figure out what the problem was.